everyone, this is another edition of Tuesday Morning Shenanigans, and we are inside Maui Comics and Collectibles. I am Aaron of the Rave Corner, and to my left we have Swan, the War Chief of Encountersofthenerdkind.
How's it going, everybody?
And to my right, he's back again, we have the Blu-ray Whoreder.
How's that?
And today we will have the unfortunate or fortunate, whichever coin you flip.
Okay, this movie is better than Ghostbusters. I'll do it. I'll say it. Right?
Oh, well, we got...
There you go. First attack made.
First attack made. So, yes.
And what distracts me right now is that we're actually playing the movie right now in the background.
Yes, and that movie is Sharknado 4. We watched it over the weekend, and now we are here to talk about it.
The Fourth Awakens.
The Fourth Awakens. Now, before we move on, is this another title that was put up for a contest? You know, like say, hey, guys, name this movie, and if we like it, well,
their names were put up for contests?
Yeah, I think that's how it was, right? For Sharknado 2, Blu-ray Whoreder. Was it that the case?
I'm not too in depth in the series. I just watch it for the cheese. I don't know.
This is the first time I ever heard of that.
I think I heard that when the sequels started coming out at some point, they started to.
You know what? No wonder, because you know what? I only watched the third and the fourth one, so never watched the first two.
Oh, right. But yeah, so I think they actually went online on social media and say, hey, come up with creative names for the next one, and if we like it, we'll just call it that. Okay. So that's why we had titles such as, Sharknado 2 the second, Sharknado 3, oh hell no. But is that what it was?
Yeah, I think, that was the third one.
Yeah, and then the Fourth Awakens with this one.
You know, technically I consider this the fifth movie because we got a fourth one. That was Archie versus Sharknado. You think I'm joking, but that was an actual serious comic that we saw.
It was a serious comic.
Yes, it was a one-shot done by Dark Horse.
Ooh, and needless to say, Blu-ray Whoreder, you didn't see the comic as much as I did. Like I didn't.
Well,
see
the comic came out last year in June.
Oh boy.
Yeah, if it's not a movie, you don't count it.
Yeah, hitting off the high heels of the third movie.
I don't know.
Okay, so let's move on to the movie. So, what can we say about this movie other than
the pilot is dressed as Boba Fett?
And it was dressed as Boba Fett. Basically, the story is just, well, in my opinion, like WTF. It felt like it's one of those days where,
I'm just glad they didn't do a cliche like the sharks that sucked into the tornado again for the fourth time.
Yeah. Well,
because everyone, I talked to other people that watched the first one, they're like, yeah, it's like sharks, it just happens. Sharks just came up from the tornado. Like this one, it was like this guy that supposedly stopped it for 5 years.
Tommy Davidson.
Oscar proud.
Yeah.
Doesn't make me proud during this movie, but he stopped it for 5 years, and all of a sudden it just happens because of his faulty all-weather systems.
Yeah, so that's something that I was...
See, but this is where it confuses me, because they're like, man, it's bad, these Sharknadoes. Well, he freaks with nature. You're like, that's even more wrong, dude. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, did
let
you guys...
nature run. But then what if nature wants to do the Sharknado? No, that's not going to happen.
Didn't you guys get this idea that as if Mother Nature has a mind of its own, like the tornadoes alone have a mind of its own?
You mean like the sharks breathing in space in the third one? Or flying in the clouds? Yeah, I'll say so. Or is it evolution?
It's like they're saying that these things have a mind of their own now, and now they purposely want to come back just to attack asteroids.
Yeah.
Is that...
It's you like the living thing that sucks up now random stuff. What was it? Oil, lightning, and fire, and boulder-nados. I'm like... And so the sharks are not supposed to be alive anyway.
This is a movie that you can't analyze.
It's just...
The plots, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you can... Any reoccurring character can come back. It's just silly.
It's supposed to be
That's why it's enjoyable. That's why it's making money. It's because it's so over the top.
Now, I'm glad you said that, Blu-ray, because everybody likes this coming to Sharknado. Man, this is the stupidest thing I ever heard of. But yeah, I'm like, it makes more of a living than we do, so I can't really say nothing.
I like to think that the name and the concept alone is what sells the product itself.
Well,
but it's like towards the movie, it to me it feels like as if you got a bunch of your friends or your family members, right? You're playing in the backyard, and it's like playing pretend. You make up the rules as you go along.
Yeah, it's like you're playing a game of D&D pretty much, where pretty much almost anything can happen.
And that's kind of what the movie was like. There were so many moments where people just thought of an idea on a whim, and it just so happens by convenience, the tools that they need happen to be just there, so they're like really playing it by ear.
Right. But then I think about it, like how many silly ideas have we heard of, and most of us have not.
Yeah.
And it actually turns out to be one of the biggest things ever.
Blu-ray Whoreder, was there like some scenes where they just made up and you thought, wow, that was really crazy, or just made you react to say, you know what, that's funny, I'll just go with it.
Well, I mean, of course, the Cownado, but
yeah.
just this series keeps on going is because the budget is
super cheap.
Yeah, super cheap. The CGI is so crazy, ridiculous, and they don't care. But you have all these no-name actors, these has-beens, that it's even arguably that they were something back in the day. But I mean, we'll talk into some of the cameos or some of the actors there.
There's one scene in particular that just made me laugh like crazy. It's when the Chippendale dancers decide to fight back at the shark. And I saw it in the preview and I'm like, did he just crotch thrust the shark out of that?
He did.
And flip him out? I'm like, really?
Yes. Oh, but just driving down. No, that was funny too. But watching the car ride with Carrot Top as the Uber driver, the CGI in that was just
terrible.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
my
they
favorite
can't
part,
even shoot that.
My favorite part of Carrot Top is he's trying to do his prop comedy and like, hey guys, this is my only shot at a stand-up act. Hey, thanks for hiring me as your Uber driver. I'm like, was that what it was? Like, I want him to be like a friend of them. Like, seriously.
The only prop he had was that giant flask that he pulled out.
Well, not forget the glasses on his head.
But yeah, the car scene, like, it reminded me a little bit of Tokyo Drift in there.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm
crazy.
about to drift into this tornado. Just let it ride, man.
And then Ian Ziering, what's his character's name?
Oh man.
Yeah, whatever. He, his sister, like, out of nowhere comes up with a parachute and jumps off the stratosphere.
To be honest, you like it.
It's right here. It's now.
You call him by his real name. I always called him Steve because I remember him from 90210.
Yeah.
Okay, was I the only guy that I thought, thank you. I called him Steve during the movie too. I was like, don't do that, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all. Like, he always throws out his last name because it's a proud, noble name. But I always forgot what it was. Oh.
So some of these lesser known actors, who can we remember that made it? The one that sticks out that made a cameo is Dog. The Bounty Hunter.
No, really, it was Dog for you?
Dog, man.
I thought the Baywatch.
You're killing our people. Step on the ice.
Okay.
Chill, bro.
Honestly, I was more focused on all the type of chainsaw things that they're gonna bring out in this, because that's what it seems like the big trademark weapon of this movie is, a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And when you saw Excalibur saw, like, that was hilarious.
That was.
Oh, but the little kid played like in the freaking stone. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I lost it. I was like, don't do it, and he did it.
And then he's the one who saves all of his family.
He's like lifting them out after
and he has like a little
chainsaw.
chainsaw. Like, but that was just as ridiculous as the freaking lightsaber saw.
Yeah.
In the third one,
Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So.
No, but they didn't put it in this one. This was the perfect time. But however, they did make a jab at Star Wars when April or whatever is taking off her hand. And he's like, yeah, twist it. Now, use the Force. What? May the Force be with you.
I thought April died in the third one.
Well, no, apparently at the end of it, you got to text in your vote, would you like it to live or die? And then they'll make the thing off of it. So everyone voted her to live.
And her dad.
Which brought in Gary Busey.
Yeah,
Gary Busey. Turned her into a robot.
Like, honestly, I would like to see Ginger Dead Man and Gary Busey get down. Because that's another movie.
It seems like all these actors that they got were like
used to be top of the food chain.
They got heavy into drugs or on reality shows that you see together, like David Faustino, Bud Bundy.
Okay, Bud Bundy's a cameo. I was like, come on, dude.
Bud Bundy was in there.
Let you be the
girl from Clueless, the whitest black chick.
That's true.
The whitest black chick, fine as hell, Stacey Dash.
Like, honestly, I liked her, but she seemed a little bit too aggressive in this movie.
Oh, no, really? The only aggressiveness she has was playing the mayor who casted the blame on Steve himself. But I know whose fault this is.
But you know something? Like, the whole thing is, I looked at her, I'm like, she's gonna get killed by the house, isn't she? Because then you've
Oh.
seen it. Then she gets back to my house. Like, I called it.
And then they did the whole gag from the Wizard of Oz, like she
Yeah,
had
she had the red
socks.
shoes on with the socks.
Yeah, and then
Like
you
she
see
was
her
a
legs
witch.
kick like that underneath the house. Like, oh, that's from the Wizard of Oz.
Wayne
See-
Newton.
Oh yeah, wait, was that?
Yeah.
really?
He
that
looks
was
the
him.
same, man. He's like 80 years old.
Frank
He looks
Mir?
the same.
Frank Muir's in here.
Okay,
He
yeah.
was the guy talking to the remote. And then
Roy
we fired-
Roy Nelson.
The
MMA
Tina
fighter.
Turner.
Yeah.
Or at least a drag of Tina Turner.
Yeah,
No,
so-
it wasn't Tina Turner. There's no way. That's Tina Turner. Colin, that wasn't me.
Oh my, no, actually, it's an anaconda.
Want me to grab it? All right, so this might be a live call from one of our viewers.
Yes.
Question.
So let's talk a little bit about the story. So basically, in the Fourth Awakens, it goes that the tornado Sharknado thing hasn't happened for 5 years. Tommy Davidson's company Astro X, they kind of
Made a way to eliminate
made a way
them.
to eliminate the threats.
Wait, I'm sorry. Before we get that, when they said the get more isotopes and Seth Rollins shows up in this movie, I'm like, sorry, Seth, for taking away from these. No, it's okay. I'm gonna super kick these guys out of Washington. I'm like, okay, now you just made me love this movie.
Yeah.
Because if you put Seth Rollins in there, it's a movie.
Yeah, so basically, the threat hasn't happened for 5 years, but suddenly all of them starts popping out of nowhere, and they're
Tommy Davidson's character is who's to blame.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was the one making all this stuff happen.
But if we were to point out one thing that absolutely grinded the war chief's gears, it's definitely building an entire casino resort with a huge
No, but
shark
who
tank.
has the common sense to put sharks
It was like
in a hotel/casino?
it was like one whole tower size full of
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
sharks.
what if the glass breaks? You
That's
got some
true, too.
stupid kid that throws their ball in it or something.
Yeah.
Like, if Tommy Davidson's like, okay, guys, this is unbreakable glass, that is a lie too, because the tornado just shattered it by sucking them out, and it destroys the hotel.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like, I did like the Vegas scenes though, because of how
Yeah.
it seems very. They grab all the Vegas elements in there. They have the shit from Treasure Island. I get
Which
it.
I doubt that it was really a fully functioning pirate ship to begin with, but whatever.
But you look at it, its CG is terrible.
Yeah,
you can
it
tell it's a
is.
set.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
and
everything in here seems like it's supposed to be so bad, it's good.
he uses that
It's so
steering wheel. I
ridiculous,
need a
yeah.
weapon, and he
Yeah.
uses.
The steering wheel,
Yeah.
Rips it off, throws it, and
Like
suddenly
a-
it can impale all
like
the
a-
sharks. Like, come on,
like a
this not.
huge-
But then I'm like looking, Treasure Island had real pirate swords?
No, they did.
Yeah, and it's like, so.
They had prop swords, but I doubt that the
Yeah, but
actors
then-
leave them on the ship.
No, but then you think about it, like, who leaves a real pirate ship on a fake ship? I don't know.
Again, you're
Analyzing the movie.
Yeah.
But it's not analyzing, it's me focusing on how the ridiculous factors play
yeah,
into
but
it
you
being
could
so
go
cool.
per frame by frame
Yes.
and pick it apart.
Not really. I wouldn't bother with this movie because there's just too much stuff you got to pick out from.
Oh well.
Like, I just love how they take such a dopey concept and it's one of the most talked about things. It was one of the most badly reviewed things and the most ridiculous things. But then what people seem to forget is the more negativity you give to something, the more people will be like curious, like,
yeah,
how
curiosity.
bad is it? I want to watch it. Did you guys watch that Sharknado movie, man? It was so terrible.
You could say
Really?
it was kind of like the room effect. Am I right,
Yeah.
Whoreder? It's like
Yeah, it's a room effect.
yeah, you like it is
Yeah.
regarded as
Nothing
one
tops
of
a room.
Yeah.
Room is just.
Yeah, it's just a room full of.
one of the worst movies
Awful.
ever. But then people
I
are
mean-
like, I gotta see just how bad this is.
You're not
I mean,
gonna hear me say this is
Gilbert
a 10 out of
Gottfried's
5.
so freaking annoying. And he
Okay,
has-
I-
That's
Yeah.
Adam Sandler when he's older now.
Ah,
Nah.
Because he's on his way to sounding like that. I don't know. I can't do that voice.
well, let's talk about him. You know,
I don't know.
good. Like Gilbert Gottfried. He was hired by the was it the
Well, you have to
Today
be hired
Show?
by somebody.
The Today Show
With
as
Al Roker.
yeah, with Al Roker as the like on the scene correspondent. So he's a tornado chaser, and he's reporting as they develop. It's like, we got a tornado, you know, or
We got a lightning NATO
yeah,
here.
and then it hit the oil well that catches on fire, and
Oh.
we got a
Me and Blu-ray, we're not
tornado.
big Gilbert Gottfried fans. I mean,
He's
I'm very
annoying.
annoyed when he's in Ninja Turtles now as Krang.
Wait a minute, but what didn't you at least like him as the parrot in Aladdin?
No, I fast forward. I never watched Aladdin because of that. I watched
Surely you
Aladdin.
gotta be.
No, I would watch
Which
Aladdin
Ninja Turtles was
strictly
he?
in this newest one.
No, it was
Yeah.
Brad Garrett.
Are you sure? Not the movie. I'm talking about the TV show.
Oh,
the TV
The
show?
TV show. He's the freaking Krang.
Oh.
But yeah, there's just so much stuff like with him. I actually like watching Aladdin strictly for Robin Williams. And I'm not saying that because he's no longer with us. That's just a natural fact for me.
I guess it's something where if you grew up in the 90s, I don't know, part of me just like I'm okay
Just
with
love
Gilbert
I
Gottfried.
grew up in the 90s, but still. the
Oh,
parent
you
was
were
the
born
most
in the
annoying.
90s, but
No,
you
I
grew up
grew up
towards the
in the
late half
90s.
of the 90s.
But you're still in the 90s and you're growing up
That's
in it.
true.
So you can't really analyze that.
Well, I was gonna date all the way back to
If you're gonna say like, okay, now that you can't do to people. If they say they grew up in the 90s, they grew up in the 90s. Like, that's like saying, whatchamacallit, you're not a millennial, but anyone past 84 or something like that is a millennial.
Yeah, technically it
Yeah.
is. Well,
Also, Alfonso Ribeiro.
he was just doing the advertisement,
Still, though, he's in the movie.
sort of.
I count it. I
You
count that as
count
a
it?
cameo, yeah.
So back to the movie. Let's see, anything else we want to add? So
It was
yeah,
like
it's
to
like-
where they came up with this device to stop it all and reverse the nuclear NATO or the atomic NATO.
oh yeah.
And David
We reached-
Hasselhoff was building with Gary Busey a mech suit that looked like
Yes.
a rip-off of Aliens with chainsaws on
That's
it.
true.
That could fly.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then you had the actual cyborg that Gary Busey put all his money into, which is his daughter.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Tara
alert.
Reid.
Tara Reid. and
She
it's
has
like-
to. Oh, they do this whole crank thing. She
Yeah.
has to recharge by electrifying herself.
Yeah.
But it's so funny on how it's there because she has all these weapons and stuff, yet she doesn't use them.
That's another funny aspect of the movie. You know, their youngest son, he was like, my mommy's a shark, not a robot. But then 5 minutes later, he's screaming, help me, mommy, I'm in trouble. And now he suddenly loves her, and then he's the one that's saving everyone. That's a complete 180.
No,
He's a
the
screaming
180
child
for
who's
me
afraid
is
of
when the
everything.
Eiffel Tower falls.
Oh yeah, that one too. So
And that was like, it's just a Nova. Oh, great, we're getting the fifth one.
I gotta ask you, who's Nova? I didn't watch the third. Is that reference to a returning character from the third movie or
I
not?
think it's a character from the second or the first movie that died, supposedly.
Really?
Because I remember, like, my friends told me to watch the second one because Kurt Angle's in it.
Oh,
And,
and Chris Jericho.
no, Jericho's in the third one.
He was in the third.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Okay.
But he had more of a scene than anything else in the cameos. Jerry Springer and Lou Ferrigno was in the third one as well, which is surprising. Back anyway. I guess Nova was this chick that he dated in high school or something like that. And she got eaten by a shark or something. And now she's back. So I'm just, how do you
But
survive that?
She seems like she is like a like another robot of sorts. I mean, the way she did her landing was like she was a superhero.
What if she got superpowers from the shark? What if she becomes Super Shark? Which is a real movie, by the way.
So what if I can't get
Or
into
she could be
that.
a zombie like Zombie Shark.
Yeah, that's a real
Or
movie.
Ghost like the Ghost Shark. I don't know. I'm waiting for Ghost Shark versus Ghost Dolphin for crying out loud.
So yeah, so this movie did really put out all the stops as far as creating how much tornadoes or variants of the
Well,
tornadoes.
not
that
just
you
variants
come
of
up with.
tornadoes. How silly can we get
Yeah,
in live action?
It kind of makes you wonder, like, are they going to bring out more if there was a fifth? Because it seems like they really exhausted all of their options. I mean, how much further can they go with the nuclear tornado? So, which is funny because it's just nuclear sharks, and when they hit you, everyone disintegrates.
disintegrates.
How they did the, well, kind of, space sharks.
They did
Yeah.
Alien Shark. Well, they did Planet of the Sharks, right? So they
did?
can't. Yeah. So it's like Planet Apes with the sharks. That came out. That's not the same people. That's a different movie.
How about just strictly underwater? And the sharks and the actual sharks.
Whirlpools.
Everyone
You
went
know what would be a
underwater.
major mess up is if they go to the fifth movie and the sharks start talking to people like, wait, we mean peace. We want to live in your skies.
That's like crossover into the what?
No,
Planet of
if
the
they
Sharks?
tell us that mermaids kicked out the sharks from underwater and why they're living in the clouds now and the tornadoes, I will say, bravo freaking bold to that.
Yeah, that's really.
That's really
expanding
taking
our
it there.
horizons.
Because now you're making a reason why the sharks don't go in water. They're scared of it.
Okay.
Oh, did you like the blue whale eating the big
Oh
shark.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
another
that's
one.
ridiculous.
That was another one. I just thought it was ridiculous because it was like,
They don't eat sharks.
yeah. So Steve was eaten by a shark, which is eaten by another shark, which is eaten by another shark, which is then eaten by a
blue
whale,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous because blue whales does not eat other sharks. It just can't.
Yeah.
It eats krill and brine.
But you know something that really irritates me? Tommy Davis's character survived.
He did?
At the end credits, they showed him coming out of Niagara
Oh,
Falls.
see, once again, I quit after the end credits, just like Ghostbusters. I
Oh no,
quit
it's
after-
during the end credits. It goes black and then it comes out and he's like,
Oh,
I've survived.
I DVR'd it and apparently it went overtime to see the credits, so
Oh,
it
yeah,
cut
that's
off
what- yeah.
right before the credits.
See, I just waited for it to go on Dragon Box, so it's like, and then I was watching it, and it's in crappy resolution, which is impossible because the movie's already in crappy resolution, but,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Let's see.
it's just hilarious.
So, do you think there will be a fifth?
I
I
really
say there
don't
will be
know.
a fifth.
I think it's dependent on
Depends on the Kickstarter.
also the Blu-ray sales,
Mhm.
but
But
apparently the ratings when that comes out, or if it already is, it'll tell it all. If
Oh,
it
yeah.
increased or does
Decreased.
about the same, they'll do it. They'll
Oh,
do
my
it.
fun
They're
part
probably
is-
already making it right now. Honestly,
But my fun part is they got Funko Pops to sell too.
I gotta
And they
admit,
have so
I
much
love
merchandise.
the Funkos.
But like, even if I hear now there's a comic book, like seriously, now that's a new marketing. They have T-shirts. They have sleeping bags for crying out loud.
Well, Blu-ray Whoreder, was there any good margins in the Blu-ray sales from the first up to the third? Do they really do sell that good?
they sell pretty good. I know I don't have exact numbers, but pretty
Right.
much in the Bluetooth community on YouTube,
Right.
I know a lot of people are completists. So when they
Nice.
get the first one, once they
They
get the
need to
first
get
one,
it.
they have to get all of them. I kind of stopped at the second one, but to me, it's Sharknado is like, I know a friend who bought a hat at Hot Topics,
Yeah.
and I like it. It's cool. I mean, but
See,
there comes to a certain point when
It
it
gets a
hits
little
that popular.
overboard.
Yeah, well, when everyone knows about Sharknado, which they should now, it's gonna take a dip. Before, like everyone was like, "What the hell is that? Sharknado? Oh shit, that sounds crazy."
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
now it's getting played out.
yeah, my
And
fun
that's
part
where it
was when the
takes a
first one
dip.
came out and I saw the DVD. I'm like, what the hell is this crap? Then I watched, and the guy who turned me on was Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, and I was watching his review on it and how he's making a bunch of jokes, and I was just like, I bet you Tim Curry might be the main character in the fifth one. Who knows? Well, I'm just not tired of seeing David Hasselhoff in these movies. That's what I watched it for.
yeah.
Because this guy is just Hasselhoff, man. The Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Or maybe
And-
Christine.
And better, he's the father of Steve.
Yeah. And
That's
he's on.
so
He
cool.
reunited with most of his Baywatch cast.
Yeah.
And also, again, Christine's cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Like that car was just awesome. With Steve
And those
Guttenberg.
of you that grew up in the '80s, Cheryl Teague, man, she does not age well. That's
A lot
the
of. Well, that's a lot of these actresses in the movies.
Jillian Barbieri.
I mean, I'm
she was
sorry
in
to
there.
say it, but Tara.
Tara Reid?
Yeah, she kind of aged badly.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's at that point where you can tell that her teen years are long behind her.
Yeah.
I remember
She has
seeing her
special
like
plans.
American. Was she in American Pie? Right?
American
yeah,
Pie.
She was in American Pie. I remember seeing her in American Reunion. She looked better, and then I look at her now. She's
Yeah, yeah. Oh boy.
Well, my fun part is they're building this mech suit where Gary Busey already went and made, which is his daughter, and they just barely use her.
It's true.
And they're like, oh yeah, I can shoot rockets and all this other fun stuff.
Oh, did you guys enjoy the opening scene where you see the random deaths of people, but their reactions are like really hilariously over the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my favorite is that one lady who was on the ride, like the
Yeah, she's,
shark was just lying on her.
Oh,
she's
you
doing
saw
this.
the Asian lady?
Yeah.
Oh, that
see,
was
I want
great.
to see a guy that says like, you know,
Like,
I'm
we
gonna,
can do that.
I want them to do this in the fifth one, if they make a fifth one.
I want a shark to impale me right in the chest, and I'll gladly go. Ah.
Honest answer, if we get put in that movie, I'm making the weirdest face I can make, and that's gonna be my sell on it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised they never show a guy just getting his butt bit off and he's dragging the shark across the street.
Have Ric Flair do a cameo in one shot, nails him right in the neck, and then he does a flare flop right on the floor. That'd be awesome.
He starts chopping.
Woo! Yeah. They show all the wrestlers at a WWE event.
Yeah.
John Cena's like AAing the shark.
Yeah.
Then you see someone broke kicking and then doing a bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's the whale shark. Big Show comes and just.
It does a knockout punch.
Yeah,
Sure.
as long as WWE still is on the Syfy network, they'll still have a partnership.
Oh, they're no longer on the Syfy network. They're on USA Strictly now.
Oh yeah, they went back to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
they did.
They left
Okay,
the Thursday
so
nights on SmackDown. They just
recently.
recently.
Okay, so.
But you know, you
Okay.
never know because they put Seth Rollins. They'll get if they show Brock Lesnar suplexing sharks. I'm like,
No,
movie is,
F5ing sharks.
no, suplexing. It's Suplex City.
You want the German suplexes?
No, I want him to do everything. He grabs like a bunch of sharks,
Yeah.
and that's all he's doing, suplexing them. I will say I would nominate.
And then he SCFs one.
I will nominate Brock Lesnar for an Oscar if he does that.
Awesome.
I will say that. Imagine if this movie wins an Oscar. Film of the year, Sharknado.
So, is it worth rating this thing?
I'll be a lot more nicer. I'll give it at least a B movie rating.
Yeah.
It's better than Ghostbusters. In my opinion.
But keep in mind, we have, to all the viewers out there who are wondering how can we be so generous, we are acknowledging it for what it is. It's supposed to be cheesy, can't be.
No, I'm ignoring it as an
hilariously.
independent thought that someone had. And as a creator myself, it's tough to make an original thing. But when you have something, you go with it, right?
Yeah.
And there's
it's
always
like a
gonna be
running joke
negativity.
that has this viewer interaction with it. And
Because
that's
my
what
favorite
people-
part is like people watching, well, that movie's garbage, man. Did you watch it yet? No, so it's not really garbage if you could sit through the whole thing. Like, it's just. Like, well, I see a bunch of Disney stars in here too, and George Lopez's daughter, like, man.
She was in Disney?
No, the other guy, his son, though, Max.
Oh, right.
He was from Hannah Montana.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was that Jake Ryan guy. Ooh.
I like the.
Then
I
one
like
of the
the-
girls was
I like-
from 21 Jump
They
Street.
should have stuck with Las Vegas.
Yeah, I wish they
Yeah.
I wish Niagara
Just go
Falls, Utah.
No, but that's what, when I watched the previews, that's what I thought the whole thing was about, just being in Las Vegas. Because then you know how much of a playground Vegas is.
Yeah, man. They could have did downtown,
So,
the Bunny Ranch.
Blu-ray Hoarder, would you give this thing a rating?
No, it's like, you know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I can't give it a rating. Like, I could flunk it easily if I were to rank it with my favorite movies. It would be at the rock bottom. But did I get through
I was
it?
thinking of
Did
that.
I laugh? Yes. Did
would
I?
say, wow, that's all
It's
saying now.
it's enjoyable from the sense of it's just what next.
But it's
It's
funny
like
though.
ceases to amaze me. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
funny, but again, just like with any kind of series like scary movie,
Yeah.
you keep going and the worse it's gonna get. It's like I think they just need to
What if you
End
have
it.
the Sharknado Chronicles?
end it.
For me, I just think that, it is hard to gauge. If somebody were to ask me, I'd just say, well, it is what it is. That's all I can say.
I can't really say that it's an awesome movie, it's a bad movie. I just want to say, you know, these guys
If you're
made a
curious,
thought.
watch it.
You know, I just give them credit for being an independent creator and
Alright.
coming up with an original thought.
So-
and not going with the cliches are.
We don't have much time, but let's just bring up the random question of the day. Once again, this comes from the movie itself, Sharknado 4. I read that there were about 40 celebrity cameos, and we're going to just try to name as much as we can. So I'll start with the Shark Tank people. So we had Robert Herjavec.
Were
we
there
had-
Shark Tanks people?
Yeah, like
I did not notice
You know
that.
the guy who was fired by Tommy Davidson? It's like, hey, you were in charge.
Really?
Of this.
That was him?
That was Robert Herjavec.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I knew I saw
way.
someone.
So that's Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank. Lori Grenier, who was selling the Sharknado preparation kit. That was her. She was also from
Yes.
Shark Tank. How many people from the Baywatch cast saw it?
Like 2 out of them.
2 out of them.
Yeah, 2 out of all of them.
Oh yeah, by the way, they had a really cool montage of them running in slow
Yeah.
motion as they
As they get
killed.
disintegrated. Well, we can't name the ones we already said.
Yeah.
So, like, Steve Gutenberg would be the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm surprised Michael Winslow guys wasn't in there. Shucks. I can't remember her name, but there is most of the cast from In Living Color as the assistants as well.
Exactly.
And I
Oh,
can't
the
name them.
black girl.
No, there was
Takia-
like 4 of them. I
Takia
think.
Crystal.
Yeah, something like that. But I
Mindy
would've-
Robinson. She's a bee horse scream queen. She was in there.
There's also a YouTuber. He was the conductor of the train. I don't remember his name, but he's like one of those nerdy guys. He's done crossovers in Nostalgia Critic before.
Mhm.
There's a
That's not
comedian,
him.
Earthquake. He was
Yeah. I'm surprised Penn and Teller was in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's Vegas.
The
They
Yeah.
only
magicians.
biggest character they
Carrot
had
Top.
was Carrot Top.
Yeah, Carrot Top was the only one there.
And
Who else is there? There was the singer from Motley Crue.
singer from Motley Crue.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
was the one who got
Beginning.
impaled.
Yeah. Well, he was the one shooting crowds like, come on, baby, girls, girls,
Right.
girls.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like, oh,
right.
yeah.
Who is that? Vince.
Yeah, Vince.
Neil Vince Neil.
Mm-hmm. And then we had
Frank Mir, I said that.
Oh,
Frank Mir.
Trauma director
Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah.
Nuke 'em high,
Nuke 'em
yeah.
High, exactly.
That was the
Yeah.
best scene to me. For you to show the creator of Toxic Avenger, I'm like, yeah,
And
now
he
I
didn't
know.
die.
And he
Thank
didn't
goodness.
die.
Oh, and you had the.
And once I put that comment out there, Tony went to watch it.
And then you had the pianist who was on that David Letterman show. He's the one who
Yes,
got
Paul
killed.
Schaefer.
Yeah. Poor guy, like, I gotta take my piano with me, and then he gets killed. Poor guy. Oh, well.
And Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Dog the
was
Bounty
best
Hunter
one,
was
too.
another one.
Adrian Zamed.
Yes.
Adrian Zemed.
What was his active fame? Was it fame?
Was it?
I don't know. It was
His
one of
active
those
fame was
early.
fame.
No, it's
The
like
Chrissy
one of those
family, the
early.
Chrissy Knows Best or whatever. They were on that little spike where they caught the little boy and then the dad got eaten. Like, that was another one. Shucks.
Okay.
Most
I'm
of the
trying to remember.
cameos were in Vegas. So
Yeah.
you have to
So I think they
in
got all the
terms of
cameo
Vegas.
stuff in the beginning, just so they could focus on the movie towards the end.
Yeah, they
That's
probably
what it
say,
seemed
"Hey, can you do a like really cheap salary? Like, hey man, for $5,000, can you do a 10-second spiel?"
Okay, so yeah, let's just wrap it up right now. So big thanks to Maui Comics and Collectibles.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
For my random question, can you name all the different types of sharks in that needle?
Let's see. We had the great white shark. We had the bull shark. We had the hammerhead. We had the
Saw shark.
Tiger shark.
Oh yeah, we did have the saw shark. We did.
Yeah,
we had
that's
the
what's
tiger
in
shark.
Canopy.
We had.
We had
we
that-
had the blue whale, but that's not part of a shark.
We had the frilled shark that found that prehistoric shark that looks like an eel. Yeah. What else kind of sharks did we have? We also had. Imagine if they made a new shark.
They brought back the megalodon.
No,
they
what
did.
if they're to do something like this
Oh,
is
like
half elephant,
just-
half shark? It's elephant
Wait,
shark.
did Asylum do Sharktopus? What if they threw that in there?
Honest answer, all the Sharktopus movies are playing, everything had to do with the shark was playing that day. So I wouldn't have been surprised if Sharktopus and Whale Wolf was in there.
Yes.
And Terracuda.
Alright. So, yeah. Big thanks to Maui Comics and Collectibles. Follow the store on Facebook and Instagram at Maui Comics. If you did like this episode of Tuesday Morning Shenanigans and would love to see more of us into the future, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. And if you did think of a random question of the day that you would love to see us answer, please leave it in the comment section. We will get to that in the next episode. Swan, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, check us out on Nerdwatch, making our TV season premiere tonight. And on Akaku.
By then, it's already been premiered by the time
Yeah,
you see this.
yeah, but
just
still.
do check them out.
Well, if I say TV premiere, I do mean YouTube.
Oh,
'Cause
nice.
by the time it's uploaded to YouTube, this episode's uploaded. Rob, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just did Extremely Retro Volume 21. That's up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Blu-ray Whoreder. We did favorite songs before the year 2000, and this Saturday we're doing Extremely Retro favorite worst films.
Nice.
So before 2000, so we can't use this.
I see. All right, and also for figure reviews and more, please check out the Rave Corner. It is myfavorite.blogspot.com. Also check out the Rave Corner on YouTube. You're already tuned into it, but do check out the channel for previous content that was posted. So-
Awesome podcast, by the way. You and Wimplow.
Oh yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, do check out the Rave Corner podcast as well. One new episode comes out every other Saturday. We just posted a new one this past Saturday, and the new one. should
Well,
be-
I just learned something new today. Wow.
Yes,
When was this happening?
it's on the channel.
I
Now
know.
I know you don't check out my channel.
Yeah.
No.
You're
I
on
don't
it.
check the channel. It's just I don't go on YouTube at all now.
That's
Oh,
right,
well,
you're kicked
oh, yeah,
out.
that's right.
Out of the comic shop.
Do you check out?
Well, comic shop I'm in that
Did-
I'm working at.
Do you check out my Facebook page?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's on there.
I just had so little time right now.
Oh yeah, you're busy babysitting your own son on the weekends. That's true.
Babysitting, wow, parenting.
Parent-
But no, it's like
You're
it's not
busy.
really that.
You know what's
no
funny?
kids.
I use
Yes.
the term babysitting for any person who watches their kid. Doesn't matter if it's
Yeah, it's a
theirs or
parent
not.
or not. I get it.
He's busy watching the Syfy Network.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, it's just I'm busy because I'm going to go back to doing all the filming for Nerd Watch.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I officially start back today, and we're going to be doing some new tricks. And
You're back to
bells
being
and
their
whistles.
producer again.
Yes, I am. I also am in the current process of making 2 comics right now. So one's with a friend and one's on my own. So if anything, it's going to be ready pretty soon.
All right, so that just about wraps it up. Thank you very much for watching this video. We will see you next week.
If I'm here.
Stay tuned.